asked for $15,000 more in my income. And I got it, not by making demands, but by making them feel like it was their idea. Here's the exact psychology that I use. I stopped thinking about negotiations as me versus them and started thinking about it as us versus the problem. Because here's the thing, your manager is not your enemy. They want to keep good people. They just need to justify the extra expense to their boss. So when you negotiate, you're not fighting them. You're giving them ammunition to fight for you. And once I understood that, the entire conversation changed. So let me show you how. The reason why most salary conversations go wrong is because we walk in saying, I need this, I deserve this. And the second you say that, your manager's brain goes immediately into defense mode. Because I need makes it about you. I deserve makes it sound entitled. And it could be rightfully so, but now they're thinking about budget constraints, not your value. But what if instead of asking for something, you invited them to solve a problem with you? That's the shift, and that's what got me 15K. So let me break down the framework. I used a 3-step framework, and every step is to make sure that your manager feels like they are part of the solution, not the obstacle. Step 1, research your worth. This is not something you want to slack on. And here's the key. You're not doing this to prove that you're underpaid, although you might be. You're doing this so that you can have a fact-based conversation instead of an emotional one. What I used was, not sponsored, Levels FYI, Glassdoor, and PayScale. What's another really good tool to use is if your company uses Workday, looking at the recs that are currently open and evaluating those pay scales and see where you fit within that pay scale for your current level. When I found out I was being paid 15 to 20% less, I didn't get angry. I got curious because now I could ask the question, how do we close this gap together? Did you see that language? The we, together. That's intentional. Step 2, build your case. But you're not building your case to justify that you deserve more, even though you might. You're building a case for why investing in you makes the most business sense. Projects that I've led, revenue that I've generated or saved. All of these have measurable outcomes, specific numbers, or show that you've moved the business forward. And then I framed it like this. I've been reflecting on my contributions over the past year, and I'd love to have a conversation about how we can align, my compensation with the value that I've been bringing to the team. These are thoughtful, not reactive, collaborative, not demanding. It shares a problem to solve, and it's a business case, not a personal need. Every word is chosen to make them want to say yes. Dale Carnegie says, talk in terms of the other person's interests. Chris Voss says, make them feel in control. This helps remove ego and entitlement, and this uses presuppositional language. How can we align presupposes that you will align. Step 3 is deliver the ask, but you're not asking. You're inviting them to solve a problem with you. This is the exact email that I sent. I want you to notice the language patterns that I use because every sentence is designed to make collaboration feel natural. So here's what I wrote. Hi, manager's name. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to reach out because I've been reflecting on my time with the team, and I'm really proud of what we've accomplished together over the past time period. Specifically, I've had the opportunity to contribute to some meaningful outcomes. And then you have achievement number 1 with a measurable result, like led X project, which resulted in 20% increase in efficiency. Achievement number 2 with another measurable result, which is generated X amount in new revenue through Y initiative. Then you have a third achievement with a measurable result, like solved the Z problem, saving the team X hours per week. As I've been thinking about my role and where I continue to add value, I've also done some research on market compensation for similar positions. Based on what I'm seeing on Glassdoor, Levels, and PayScale, the typical range for someone with my experience and contribution is range. I'm committed to continuing to deliver strong results, and I'd love to have a conversation about how we can align my compensation with the market value and the impact I'm having on the team. Would you have time this week or next to discuss? I'm flexible on timing and happy to work around your schedule. Thanks so much for considering this, and I'm looking forward to our conversation. If you want to secure a specific time within that week, then what you can do is change out, would you have time this week or next to discuss? You would say, would you have time Thursday at 11 or 2 p.m.? Because what you're giving them are still options, but they're options that ultimately work for you. Thanks so much for considering this, and I'm looking forward to our conversation. Best, your name. So let me break down why this email works. Line 2, I've been reflecting on my time with the team, and I'm really proud of what we've accomplished. Reflecting is thoughtful, not impulsive. This makes them feel good about working with you before you ask for anything. And that's Dale Carnegie 101. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. I said these things because I genuinely felt them. Reevaluate the wording to fit what you genuinely feel. Now, for the achievement bullets, notice that I used led, generated, and solved. Action verbs with measurable outcomes. This is business language. Not feelings, just results. Line 3. As I've been thinking about my role and where I can continue to add value, signals I'm not done, I'm invested in the future. This is forward-looking, not backward-looking. Chris Voss calls this tactical empathy. You're showing that you care about the company's success, not just your paycheck. Line 4. I've also done some research on market compensation. Research is, I'm not guessing, I've gathered the data. Market compensation means this isn't personal, it's industry standard. Line 5, I'd love to have a conversation about how we can align my compensation. I'd love positive, enthusiastic. It's not demanding. Conversation means a dialogue, not ultimatum. How can we align? That shows collaborative problem solving. And presupposition, we will align it. The question is just how. You're assuming the outcome that you want and inviting them into the process. Line 6, would you have time this or next week to discuss? Or you give them a specific date with 2 different times that work for you. This gives them control over timing, but still allowing that timing to work to your favor, and assumes the meeting will happen, just a question of when. But if you use the date and 2 separate times, you're closing that gap of when happens. Chris Voss says, give them the illusion of control. Line 7, I'm flexible on timing and happy to work around your schedule. This shows respect for your time. You want respect for your time, and so you need to show that respect as well. And it reinforces that you're easy to work with. I want to make sure that you are. I'm saying these things because I am. Say these things because you are. Line 8, thanks so much for considering this, and I'm looking forward to our conversation. Considering means I'm acknowledging they have a choice. This reduces pressure. Looking forward is positive, confident tone. That's the formula. Every line is strategic and nothing is random. Now, here's the secret sauce. And ultimately what changed a lot for me when negotiating with HR. Get a competing offer. Now, I know this sounds taboo, but here's the reality. Companies negotiate with competing vendors all the time. They get multiple bids. They use leverage to get better deals. So why wouldn't you do the same with your career? Here's what I did. I started applying to other jobs, not because I wanted to leave. I actually liked where I was at the time, but because I wanted options. And when I got an offer, because you will get an offer for more money, do not accept it immediately. Or I didn't accept it immediately. I went back to my current company, and then here's what I added to the email. I want to be transparent with you. I recently received an offer from another company for X amount. However, I genuinely value the work that we do and the team that I'm a part of. Say this if you mean it. I meant it. If we can find a way to align on compensation that reflects my market value, I would absolutely love to continue growing with this company and contributing to our shared goals. Do you see how that's different from saying, I got another offer, match it or I'm gone? One is an ultimatum, the other one's an invitation. Chris Voss says no is protection, yes is commitment, but how is always collaboration. Always go for how. When I sent that version of the email, within a week, I got the 15K bump. All right, so let me show you how to do the research, because here we don't just give you tips, we give you action items. And this is what will give you the confidence to go into that conversation. So I'm on levels FYI and I'm typing in my role. Let's say marketing manager. And here's what I'm seeing. Salaries ranging from X amount to Y amount with the median at Z. Now I have a data point, not a feeling, but a number. Now I'm gonna go on Glassdoor. Same thing. I'm searching for my role and location, and I'm looking for total pay. That includes bonuses and everything else. And on PayScale, I'll fill out the survey about my experience and skills, and it gives me a personalized report. You can choose to do that one, you don't have to. Now I have 3 sources. If they all say I'm underpaid, that's not my opinion, that's the market. Now I know the fears. What if they say no? Here's the thing. If they say no, then you immediately ask, help me understand what would need to happen in the future for us to revisit this again. Help me understand what would need to happen for us to revisit this in the future. That is a Chris Voss move. You're not accepting no, you're asking for the roadmap to yes. What if they get offended? If you use collaborative language, they're not going to. They won't. They shouldn't, because you're not attacking them. You're inviting them to solve a problem. That's non-threatening. What if I don't have a competing offer? You don't need one. The research and your achievements is enough alone. But if you want leverage, start interviewing. Don't be afraid. Even if you don't want to leave, practice matters. Dust the rust off. And offers are options, doors that open that you weren't even anticipating. So here's what happened when I sent the email. My manager responded within a day. We communicated with my HR recruiter personnel. We had a 20-minute conversation. I walked through my contributions, I shared the market data, and I mentioned the competing offer. At no point did it feel confrontational. It felt collaborative because I'd framed it that way from the start. Within the week, I had the 15K increase. But here's what changed more than my salary, which was great, but I realized I could advocate for myself without burning bridges. I could negotiate without being difficult. And that's what actually gives you the power in your career. And if you want to see how I track my career wins all year long, I'm ready to have that conversation. So I'll see you next week, and make sure to hit that subscribe button. All right, go get what you're worth, and I'll see you in the next one.